Hi there, everyone. I'm Paul, back again with the latest video from the Toon review. And, well, a bit of news this morning. Maxi has finally spoken out about the transfer goings on in the winter window. Was he close to leaving or was he not? We'll find that out. Tickets have also gone on sale for the Carabao Cup Final this morning to the Period 1 eligibility supporters. So we'll give you a brief update on that. Of course... Man City have been in trouble again with financial fair play. What do you think should happen? Is it a points deduction that is going to actually work this time, and tell teams that they can't keep breaking this FFP, because somebody needs to be make a scapegoat out of, because to tell other teams that it's just a load of crap, you can't do it. So we're waiting. We'll have a look at that one. And a transfer interest as well for the summer, which is an interesting one. Now, starting on Alain St Maximin, he has admitted that he was not surprised that there was a lot of interest in him in the winter transfer window. Now, Maxi was on the bench, of course, when he came back from injury, and he only returned to the team, of course, at the weekend and didn't really hit the ground running against West Ham. He was poor, to be quite frank. A lot of them were poor. But Maxi needs to improve, because now we've got Anthony Gordon in there. Maxi's position is without doubt under threat. Isak also can play in that position. So Maxi will be aware of that, and he knows that he's got to start performing, and performing very, very quickly. Now, what he did say was he is proud to be a Newcastle United player. He's proud to play in front of the Toon army. He loves scoring goals, creating goals, and celebrating with the fans. But he also said that every player wants to be out playing football on the pitch. Now, I think a lot of fans are kind of... he's this enigma, is Maxi, where you kind of... The fans are completely split down the middle of him. A lot of fans are saying, he doesn't get on with other players, he doesn't link up well, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Yet you've got the other side of the support for Maxi saying, give him a run in the team. Let's get him playing with Isak. Let's get him playing with Gordon. Our better players. Let's see what he can do with better players around him, which you can also understand that as well. So from my point of view, it's very important. I think Maxi just gets his head down and keeps working. I think he wanted to shut people up about the transfer speculation. The window's closed now, so he's going nowhere till at least the summer. So he's got to get his head down, work hard, get back in the team, and keep performing. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for him against West Ham. Now, does Eddie Howe drop him and bring Anthony Gordon in for the game at Bournemouth? That is something that we'll have to see at the weekend. But at present time, Maxi's position is without a doubt under threat. He says, you also need to understand the situation. And when I wasn't playing, the team was still winning. So what he means by that is basically when he was in the team, we were winning. And when he's out... If the results didn't go our way when he was out injured, then it's clear that, Maxi would come straight back into the side. But what he means is they kept winning, so he can't automatically just walk back into the starting 11 when he's fit. Now, I'm pleased he's mentioned that, because obviously he does realise that he needs to work hard to get back in the starting 11. And it just so happens that, the injury to Isak probably forced a move for Maxi to come back in, and, of course, the suspension to Bruno. But he did nothing in that West Ham game to say to me or any other Newcastle United fan that he should be starting, because Anthony Gordon, in the short time that he was on the pitch, certainly excelled over Maxi. There's no doubt about that. He gave us a real spark. And Eddie Howe will be looking at that thinking, well, does he give us that spark for Bournemouth, or do I give Maxi another go? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Where do you stand on Alain St Maximin? Because I really would love to know where my subscribers stand on this. Do you want him in, or do you think it's time that Maxi left in the summer? Do you think he can do anything for the rest of the season? Or was that, West Ham game just proof that maybe Maxi doesn't fit this system and Newcastle United is probably not for him moving forward? Let me know in the comments below, because I'll be very, very interested in that. Now, onto the Carabao Cup Final tickets, and of course they went on sale this morning to Period 1 eligibility supporters. And from what I can gather, there is a big queue. I've just read before I started recording this video that there was still 10,000 people in the queue. Now, Newcastle United have been allocated 32,761 tickets. it's not great, is it? I mean, 90,000 capacity at Wembley, and we only get 32, just over 32,500. It's not great. You know, the supporters just are not thought about in these cup finals. You know, the FA Cup's probably even worse, but these corporate things and all sorts of stuff is happening more and more now in the Carabao final as well, in the League Cup. So people are struggling to get a ticket. Now, obviously, period 2 and 3 are expected to get tickets, but you know when you still got a sort of queue of over 10,000 in period 1, you're kind of wondering where they're going. And obviously, people who are further down the pecking order with regards to tickets are starting to become very, very concerned now that they're not going to be able to get to Wembley, and are going to have to make alternative arrangements to watch the match somewhere else, whether that be in a pub up in Newcastle, or if they're still going to travel down to London and savour the atmosphere, because over the weekend, Newcastle United fans are going to be there in the thousands and thousands, and it's going to be an incredible atmosphere down in London. So you can understand fans will probably want to be a part of that. Certainly, I mean, look, everybody does. It's a final at the end of the day. We haven't had one for so long, since 1999. It's our chance, it's our time. You feel like, you know, you need to be there to savour it. So at the moment, it's not looking great, guys. I must admit, there's thousands in the queue, and this is only period 1. So we have to wait and see. But again, let me know in the comments what you think. What period are you guys in? And are you confident of getting a ticket for the final? Because at the minute, there's tens of thousands still waiting. And it could be a very, very long and painful wait for those of us who are down in period 2 and 3 and things like that. So I wish you the best of luck, guys. I really do. But do you think you're going to get a ticket? Let me know. Now, Manchester City, onto them, and they've been charged with breaking the FFP rules yet again. Now, not just once. The report is actually stating that they've been charged with numerous breaches of FFP. Now, if that's the case, surely this is now the time that you say to Manchester City, enough is enough. You know, just make a scapegoat out of them and say, right, it's not a fine, it's a points deduction, because that is going to hurt Man City more than what a fine is. A fine is nothing to this club. You know, we should know that, being the owners we have. It's nothing to them. It's not going to hurt them having to pay a fine. And at the end of the day, just paying a fine, they've got away with it, haven't they? That's the only way you can look at it. They've got away with it. However, take some points off them, right? And it puts them way down the pecking order in the race for the Champions League, and certainly for their point of view, the championship itself. You know, they're challenging with Arsenal to try and win the league, but they are now in serious trouble again. And a points deduction for me is the only way forward that is going to teach this football club enough is enough. Now, you can also talk about Chelsea. Is anything going to happen with them? Because at the minute, they think they've got round it by, you know, offering these long contracts and things like that, which is currently, I guess, a loophole in the system, which they are utilising. And for me, that needs to stop as well. You know, they've got to put the foot down on this whole FFP business. Now, our new owners will certainly be looking at this, and certainly looking to what happens to Manchester City, and if anything is going to happen with Chelsea in the future, because Chelsea has spent an absolute fortune. But of course, with the ownership changing hands, it's led to believe that their FFP basically started all over again. So the income that Chelsea Football Club get can counteract that. Now, if we get Champions League football at the end of the season, obviously that is a much bigger income next season. And it's going to be, if we get new sponsors as well, huge income, which allows us to then spend some more money. But at the moment, you know, for me, Manchester City, it has to be a points deduction. You can't keep doing this and cheating the system and then just paying a fine every now and again. Otherwise, Man City will just keep doing it because they know that if they're going to get a fine, it's nothing to them. Absolutely nothing. The only thing is going to hurt Manchester City is a points deduction. And they will really rue that, because if they get a points deduction, which sends them down the league, they are scrapping for their lives to get back into the Champions League. And believe me, Man City not making the Champions League will hurt them more than anything else. So for me, points deduction. But let me know in the comments below, do you think Manchester City should have a points deduction this time? Because a fine for me, certainly, it doesn't work. It's not going to work. It's nothing to Man City getting a fine. Hit them where it hurts with a points deduction and make them have to work their arse off to try and get into the Champions League. because and not do it from the start of next season. Do it now. Why not do it now? They've been charged with it. Have the hearing and get on with it and deduct the points. Only way for me. Now, finally, just a little bit of transfer news for you guys. Newcastle are led to be leading the race to sign Sporting Lisbon midfielder Manuel Ugarte. Now, very, very good player, this guy. Uruguayan international. The Portuguese press are reporting that Newcastle United are leading the race to sign this guy. Now, he's brilliant. He really is. He's a brilliant footballer. And Tottenham Hotspur are also linked with him. He does have a £54 million release clause, which would need to be activated if he was to leave Sporting Lisbon in the summer. So we'll just have to wait and see how that develops. Well, according to the sources in Portugal, the media reports and things like that I've read this morning, is that Newcastle United are leading the race to sign him. Now, whether that depends on whether Newcastle get in the Champions League or something like that, who knows? Because I think if Newcastle do make the Champions League, there is going to be a lot of options to sign some quality players in the summer. But at the minute, that's a pipe dream away because we need to improve our form on the pitch if we're to make the Champions League. There's no doubt about that, but we'll wait and see. But there you go, guys. Let me know in the comments what you thought about ASM and what he had to say. Are you confident of getting a ticket for the Cup Final? And what do you think should happen to Manchester City? Do you agree with me that a points deduction is the only way forward now? Let me know. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. It's been a pleasure. And if you can hit that like button before you do end the stream. And also, if you're new to the channel, please, please, please come and join this community. On the way now to 18,000. It's free to do so. And also hit that notification bell, which will let you know if we upload, go live, or we schedule in a show. Loads of new subscribers recently. If you're watching this on the Monday, we've got a Q&A tonight. We haven't done a Q&A on the channel since about 7,000 subscribers. So we're 10,000 further on from that last Q&A. So we decided to do it. So come and ask us questions live on the show. Let us know, well, let us get to know you, you get to know us kind of thing. That's what it's all about. So really looking forward to that. That's tonight at 8 o'clock if you're watching this on the Monday. But anyway, we'll see you then. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Take care.